The Marines of Hotel 25 as seen in Full Metal Jacket. Battle-hardened Marines trained ruthlessly in the ways of war. The soldiers of the 7th Cavalry Regiment, well-led fighting machine that broke the NVA against overwhelming odds.
Who is deadliest? To find out, our world-class fighters are testing history's most lethal weapons. Using 21st century science, we'll see what happens when the two warriors go toe-to-toe. No rules, no safety, no mercy. It's a duel to the death to decide who is the deadliest warrior.
In the fictional Fight Club, our experts have gathered for the finale of Season 2 of Deadliest Fictional Warrior. And for the first time, they will test not 2 warriors, but 2 squads of fighting men to see which unit would emerge victorious in combat. Going over the history of these 2 fighting units is Deadliest Fictional Warrior's own, Jason Basilone.
Well, where do we begin with the history? Let's start with 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines, or as it's also known as 2-5. They have served in every conflict this country has ever served since 1914. And in fact, one of those who happened to serve in 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines was General Peter Pace, who actually is the first Marine to become the Chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff. For this episode, we'll be examining the role of Hotel 25 during the Battle for Way City during the Tet Offensive in 1968, as shown in the movie Full Metal Jacket. For my research, the battle went from January 3rd to March 3rd in 1968. It was very bloody, it was close quarters combat, and if you actually look at it, it proved to be a lesson for the Marines for what they were going to face in Fallujah, Iraq in 2004. The 7th Cavalry, as we're going to cover right now, was formed in 1866. Unfortunately, they have a little dark spot in their history, and it's called the Battle for Little Bighorn, and the unit was led by a douchebag named Lieutenant Colonel George Armstrong Custer, who was originally a general, but he was an asshole, so he got demoted. Unfortunately, the unit lost 217 troopers, including Custer himself. I guess that shows what happens when your pride gets the better of you. The unit later went on to serve in World War II and in Korea. And as we're going to examine on the show today, which is the Battle for La Drang Valley, which is shown in the movie We Were Soldiers. It was the first major battle of the Vietnam War, and it was the first time the Air Mobile Division was fully used in warfare. And just to wrap things up, they were used in Operation Desert Storm, and in 2004, during Operation Iraqi Freedom, they fought with U.S. Marines in the Battle for Najaf and Fallujah. Well, first off, I made a little error. It's not La Drang Valley, it's the I Drang, so my mistake. And as for my prediction of who's going to win, well, if you haven't been watching the past 2 seasons, you should know who I'm going with. I'm going with the Marines. You might say there's bias, but hey, it's me. If you don't like it, kiss my ass.
Chief Tactician and Test Coordinator, Bruce Octavius.
Okay, well, this is a very interesting way to conclude this season. We're going to be examining 2 units from the United States Armed Forces. Similar weapons, similar tactics, Vietnam era. But Jason's probably going to kill me for this next bit. Before we came into the studio today, I think I was going to go with the Marines because of their tough training. But after watching their performance in both films, I'm going to change my prediction initially, and I'm going to go with the 7th Cavalry because I think they're better led in Lieutenant Colonel Moore, and those mortars they have might provide them with more long-range hitting power.
Head Researcher and Simulations Programmer, Clovis DesChelles.
Yeah, alright. I'll talk to you later. You'll hear it from me first. I think it's going to be a tie between Hotel 25 and the 7th Cavalry, because the 2 units are too much alike, that we might have, for the very first time on the show, a draw, or somewhat close to a draw. Therefore, my edge goes to both of them.
To find the deadliest fictional warrior, we'll start at long range. Both squads use the M60 general purpose machine gun. Belt-fed man-killing beast.
Alright, well, before we begin, we have to look at the statistics here because unfortunately Bruce is not here. He's off getting laid, or he thinks he is. Well,
I don't know. Why are you looking at me? I'm just a battle simulator. I don't know. I can't say anything about a weapon I haven't seen yet.
I thought you should know. You work with him, you dumb bastard.
So I guess.
Well, let's go out to the range and see who's going to fire it first. Is it going to be the soldiers or the Marines? Okay, well, I guess the U.S. Army's going first.
All right.
I wish Bruce was here, man.
Bruce, where are you?
Would you like to call it off?
All right. Ready? Lock and load. 3, 2, 1. Fire! That was awesome.
What would you like to say about that?
Pure chaos, that's what I can say.
Yeah, those targets look a little fucked up, would you say?
All the targets are gone. I mean, their torso are completely annihilated.
Hey, that's my role. I'm supposed to be a medical guy, you dumbass. Well, as he said, well, let's see if the Marines could do any better. Well, I gotta say this, they don't call you Animal Mother for nothing.
That was pure chaos as well. I mean, there's nothing much I can say. They're the same weapon basically.
But it depends on who's holding it.
Yes, this one was amazing, but it's a bit of a hit and miss. But if it hits you,
yeah.
Doc, explain the state of things of the.
Pretty much has enough to take you out of the line.
Status quo has not been preserved.
Well, I guess that's all I have to say.
Who gets the edge with long-range weapons? The Army or the Marines?
I'm back.
Where the fuck were you?
Oh, doing things. Anyway, I saw the footage. I'm giving my edge to the Marines with the M60 because, let's face it, the Army with the 7th Cavalry, they were kind of defending the position, which is important. But the Marines kind of showed mobile tactics. They were advancing mobile tactics with the M60. You can capture a position, lay down field of fire, attack at a strategic point. We have to look at the tactics with this weapon since it's the same weapon for both squads. That's why I'm going with the Marines.
Yeah, but you're putting yourself in the open, like just running like crazy, hit and miss. And in this context, there could have been multiple vantage points for snipers to shoot that one guy down.
Recall that the attacker always has the initiative.
And he was also moving, so, I mean...
The sniper beat
No. Exactly. I apologize, everyone. It's hard for me to explain to this amateur right over here.
I have my share of knowledge of defensive tactics and Rome Total War. In fact,
what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
The defense has an enormous advantage.
Yes, but the attacker commands the initiative, and that's. Hey, let's face it. I've always been an offense-oriented guy, and
I tell you, I've mown defense. I've mown massive armies. And with a minimal amount of force.
And how many gigabytes does that army actually have?
Quite a lot.
if we're going to go Army on defensive tactics mostly, Marines on offensive, I think the Marines have the training to break through that defense, go on the offensive, and take the strategic position, kill those 5 guys on the opposing squad with this.
I agree. In fact, you know what? The M60 is actually a pretty heavy weapon to pick up, and the fact that Animal Mother was able to hold on to it, move and fire it, I mean, wow, what's there to say about it? So it's fucking awesome if you ask me.
Of course, this is the one you've been waiting for.
Exactly, yes. Everybody out there, I want you to know this episode I've been waiting for a long time. I had to put up with those other bullshit. This is the episode I've been waiting for.
Edge Marines.
Edge Marines.
Edge Army, because no one else will.
Oh, yeah, well, 2-1, you lose.
Again.
The Marines of Hotel 25 get the edge at long range with their offensive M60 tactics. Coming up, our squads test out their special weapons.
In the Constipated, we have made people cry and laugh. In the Constipated 2, we made you destroy your sphincters. Now we just have one question for you. Where is Newt Gingrich?
Oh, damn that Rick Santorum. One day my ass will be as hurt as his. Oh, where's Ron Paul? Why isn't he some ass hurt like us?
The Constipated 3, rated S for shit.
Oh, damn that James Morning Wood with dirt. He's making me so ass hurt. Damn that Ron Paul. Why is he not on the list? He must not have a life.
Coming to a theater near you.
In the fictional Fight Club, we're staging a Vietnam-era death fight between the soldiers of We Were Soldiers and the Marines of Full Metal Jacket to see which squad would beat the other in combat. Next come the tests with special weapons. The Marines use the Law Rocket, no friend of communism.
Alright, so tell me about this.
This is the Law Rocket, stands for Light Anti-Tank Weapon. It's 200 meters effective range, 65 millimeter caliber, muzzle velocity 145 meters a second, and it's a pretty good anti-personnel weapon as well. So, you Marines out there, show us what you can do with the blast ball.
Why are you carrying that paper around? What's on it?
Yeah.
I thought you were supposed to know all this stuff.
Hey, man can't read everything.
Hey, catch up, cameraman. Don't want this to fun.
Alright, Marines. Here's your target. Whenever you're ready, go.
Nice. What do you say about that?
For this fight, mid-range, this is a pretty nice weapon to have. 2 guys, 3 guys standing over there, they get around those at that spot. We're standing over here, and if a round hits nearby, we're dead. We're done, I would think.
So pretty much you could shatter any metal type of
It could shred some light armor. It's a good anti-tank weapon, very effective for anti-personnel as well. You have to remember the explosion and the frag. And you, as a doctor, know what frag can do. That shrapnel entering the body.
Ouch, yeah.
So, nicely done, Marines. And Al Moore, what do your guys have to say about that?
Colonel Moore and his army boys aren't impressed by the Law Rocket. They have their own explosive weapon of death. The M29 81mm mortar.
So, Doc, what is this thing?
This is an M29 mortar. It can fire up to 2,400 yards. What do you think of that?
Pretty impressive.
Colonel Warren, tell your troopers to open fire on that target. 3, 2, 1, fire! I wouldn't want to be that guy.
Amazing.
I don't want to be that guy. He's not. Well, all of his limbs are gone.
Explosive.
Ooh, yeah.
An explosive and an explosive thing.
Wow. Well, whatever he said. I'll have whatever he's having.
The Law Rocket or the M29? Which special weapon gets the edge?